Greetings everyone. In this video I want to talk about knowing thyself is one of the most important parts of this game.
Greetings. This infinite source truth is made possible by the generous contributions and support of viewers like you. Please consider making a contribution now. Thank you.
Knowing thyself. Many of you are bogged down in lower frequency conspiracies, and it's a lot to wrap your mind around that this is an illusionary dream matrix. You are in a game, and it tends to blow your mind. Blow your mind. It seems so real. How can this be a game? But it is. And the most important thing is not to get so wrapped up in all of that, but to do the work to know thyself. To know thyself. First of all, your source. So you really want to know and be connected to your source fractal. You also want to know what your subconscious programming is, to know thyself. Now, what is the programming that wants to reject the thought that this is a game experience? What is the subconscious programming that is behind all the judgments, behind all the choices that you make? What others think of you? What is the programming? Because depending on the culture that you live in and how you were brought up as to what is considered acceptable or not acceptable in terms of the culture. Knowing thyself in this game, why you are making the choices that you're making. Most of you are running on autopilot. Autopilot. The game is leading you. You're not making intentional choices to create your experiences. You're just kind of going with the flow, and whatever comes at you, you react. You react rather than maintaining some neutrality and viewing it from a beneficial, non-beneficial standpoint. Some of you aren't even thinking before you make choices. Some of you aren't even thinking before you make choices. You keep doing the same thing that you've always done. Change has to happen within you before it can be reflected around you. Because your everything external to you is a direct reflection of inner work that has or has not been accomplished within you. Subconscious work. It's the hardest work there is to do, because it really gets down to motives. Some motives, that shadow self may not be so nice, and you may think of yourself as a nice person, but there's always that other part of you that's buried. You've pushed it down and you've buried it, and you have to recognize it in the processes that you have created within you that lead to the choices that you're making. Be genuine with yourself. Accepting all of yourself, all of your subconscious, shadow self, everything about yourself. You need to come face to face with it. You need to determine whether that programming is beneficial for you or not. And start making choices that lead down the path that you are desiring to create. When the inside changes, the outside changes. The inner work is reflected in the outward state. Know thyself. Know why you are judging the way you're judging. Know why, well, judging, you shouldn't be judging anyway unless it is, I want to wear this today or that today, or I need to get this accomplished today. I choose to be alone, or I choose to be with that person today. These are all experiences, and you need to decide who you want to include and who you want to exclude, and create your day in a way that will benefit you the most in your growth, in your maturity, in your frequency, high frequency choices. Make it easier to climb the ladder, the frequency ladder. Don't get bogged down in, okay, well, if you're involved in conspiracies, why are you involved in conspiracies? That's something to really examine for yourself. Why are you thinking on those things? Why are you allowing them to consume you? Why are you hanging around people that's the only thing that comes out of their mouth? Their whole lives are consumed by this. Why? That's a good question you need to ask. You need to search your programming to find out what it is, why you become attached, or you allow those things to attach to you. You allow those things to attach to you, and then they suck. They suck on you. Little bits here and there by your consent. And by consent, it's because you're allowing those things to be around you. You're participating in those things. It is your consent. Unintentional, but still consent. Still consent. Now, that's the hard work that has to be done. Finding out what it is. Finding out what it is that makes you tick. What pushes your buttons. Why. What it is that is pushing your buttons. Why it is affecting you that way. And get to the root, get to the bottom of it. And then deal with it. Breaking old programming can be very hard work. Living intentionally every day can be hard work. It can feel draining because you are examining every choice, every decision that you are making that day. 5 seconds. A thought starts coming, and you have 5 seconds to either continue that thought or cut it off. This is really awareness and living in your now. Your now moment, your now day. If you're living in your now, you're aware and you're processing the things that are going through your mind. You're not just letting your mind run on autopilot. You're reining it in. You are controlling. You're taking control over your thoughts and your body and your choices. This is how you win the game. If you are lazy about your now and controlling your thoughts and your mind, then this game will be much harder for you. And it's hard to do that in the beginning. It's to remain focused on your thoughts, to be aware of why that person walks in front of you and why you're thinking whatever you're thinking about that person that is not neutral, and just simply an observance. This can be very, very difficult in the beginning because you're having to constantly retrain your thinking. To retrain your thinking. And you can't just jump with an answer. You can't just be on autopilot. And it's so much easier just to be on autopilot. How many of you brush your teeth? And while you're brushing your teeth, you're thinking through your day, or you're thinking whatever you're thinking. You're rewinding something, or you're making plans, or whatever. Are you really in the experience of brushing your teeth, or are you someplace else? You're on autopilot. These are the aspects of the game that you have to become aware of to know thyself. Know thyself. Know thyself. Now. In your now. Know thyself. What it is that's pushing your buttons, why they can push your buttons, what deprives you of peace of mind, because your peace should never be disturbed. Regardless of the outside circumstances, you can be and remain at peace regardless of whatever's going on around you. And that may seem a pretty tall and very difficult thing, but once you master your mind, once you are at peace, your frequency level changes. You experience different things around you. And your peace through things, you will be tested. And you will find and you will discover that, oh wow, I used to really react poorly when that happened to me. But wow, now it's just like, poof, it's just a little bump in the road. And continue on. It's a change inside. And when the change happens inside, then there are fewer testings. And you'll get to the point that it really takes something significant to even disturb your peace. It's a choice. It's a choice. And it's work that has to be done inside you. Clearing out the old programming, reprogramming your own thoughts in your own mind, your own game. It's an inside job. It's an inner work. And you can do this. You are the best source players or you wouldn't be in this game. You are the best or you would not be here. Wake up to your abilities and get control of your mind and make the choices that benefit you most in this game. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. Now, if you find the information that I'm sharing in these videos beneficial, then it benefits you to say thank you with a gift via PayPal. The link is in the description box below. Abundance, health, and prosperity to you.